Welcome everyone to another episode of Pros Pro Bono Meets the Volunteers, where we're meeting some of the most prominent and active people within the project. And today it's my great pleasure to introduce Aro Levy, who lives in Nigeria, but is from, where are you from, Levy?
I'm from Nigeria, but I was born, I grew up in Cameroon.
Okay, so how many years have you lived in Nigeria?
Okay, as I said, I was born in Cameroon and I left Cameroon when I was 15 in 2015. So since then, I've been in Nigeria. That's about 9 to 10 years now.
Okay, so you were born in the year 2000?
No, 1999, but the later part, so...
Okay, so young. In 1999, I already lived half of my life, more than half. Okay, right. So, you've been a volunteer with us now for the past, I think for quite a long time, over a year. But why don't you take us back, first of all, and tell us about your journey into translation from school?
Okay, so I decided to join the translation world when I was in my final year at the university. I'm a graduate now, professionally trained chemical engineer. So then I decided I didn't want to have a conventional job where I'll go to work by 9 and come back by 4. I won't have time to develop myself. So I sought out for something that was more of at home and I could have time to work on myself. So the first thing that came up to mind was to use my language skills, and translation was one of the things that came up to mind.
So what languages do you have altogether?
For now, I speak French. I have a certified level in French C1, Diplôme d'Arc. English, I'm a native English speaker. And I have a basic communication skill in Spanish. People like to say I have a B1, B2, but I don't know yet.
Okay, but what Cameroonian languages do you speak?
I didn't have the privilege to let anyone, all I do know are just basic readings, but I do know how to communicate in my native language, which is Igbo, because that's the language we're using at home with my parents.
Okay, right. So your education was all in English?
Yes, right from nursery down to I graduated.
Interesting. Okay. And why did you make the switch? Okay, I get that you didn't want to work from 9 till 4, but from chemical engineering to translation is quite a leap.
I don't think I still went far off because I'm basically a technical translator and I focus in science and engineering field. So more or less like an engineer who does the translation and go into the field with the modeling and all of that.
Okay, yeah, I got you. And how did you come to join Pros Pro Bono? Where did you first hear about it? And what made you decide to reach out to us?
Okay, so initially when I joined the translation world, having no formal training or education in translation, I knew I needed to get training. I needed to get level of skills before I could start making out the translation. So I decided to browse out, join LinkedIn, join some Facebook and all of that. So I came across, I'm not really sure at this point where I came across the one of the ideas as it was on the internet.
Okay, oh, that's good. So, but you were pursuing a kind of proactive policy of putting your name out there on LinkedIn and things like that. Did that lead to any interesting contacts apart from us?
So far, I've been working with some companies as a freelancer, though I don't get jobs regularly, and still it hasn't been long I finished it. So still, I'm trying to explore more options. And also, my citation to I'm currently training FLE, Français Langue Étrangère. So I'm training to become a professor of France or French in Alliance Française. So with that, I try to reduce the work I take outside So it was overwhelming. I'm already overwhelmed with the things I do. So I'm freelancing for 2 to 3 companies at the moment. So I have not been taking jobs regularly because of my daily activities.
And are you based in Lagos or in Abuja right now?
I'm currently based in Rivers State, Port Harcourt.
Okay, Port Harcourt.
That's south, yes, it's Nigeria.
Okay. And you said that you were working with 2 or 3 clients. You also said that you're working as a teacher at the Alliance Française and that you didn't want to be overwhelmed. And yet, nevertheless, you've played an active part in our programs beyond translation. You've become part of the onboarding crew, which is helping new volunteers join. You've played a very active role with Santiago, who we interviewed before. So why did you want to take on that extra role beyond translation?
I don't know how to really put it down. The thing is, I actually like participating in group activities. What helps you know more about yourself, and it helps you know more about other people. And I will still say this, it was, I don't really know why I joined, but I knew I joined because I wanted to know more people, that learn new things and develop myself more. I'm out here to develop myself more. So down to this point, it has been extraordinary. I came to meet a lot of people, and it's been something that I will say I'm regretting. It's been extraordinary. It's been a plus. I've had more time to spend with people like Santiago, Yuna, Sylvia, all of it. So it's all fun.
So you're mentioning people there in different countries. So Santiago, we know, is in Colombia, although currently in the UK. Yuna in Turkey, and Sylvia from Mexico or Sylvia from Brazil?
Both Sylvia, the one from Brazil and the one from Mexico.
And how much contact did you have internationally before, either virtually or through colleagues with translators in other countries before you joined Pros Pro Bono?
Technically, before I joined Pros Pro Bono, I think I had less than 10 contacts, international contacts. They were mostly exchange partners for my Spanish. But since then, the contacts has been massive. And the fun part of it is that you get to meet people who will help you, who will guide you when you have little challenges and have little doubt about how to progress your career. And it's been one of the most fun parts of joining Pros Pro Bono.
Oh, that's great. And of course, lots of different cultures opening up. You come from Nigeria, Cameroon originally. We've got people in Asia, we've got people in South America, and it's pretty easy, isn't it, when you get to know people, to reach out, to build bridges from one very different culture. We look different, we have different religions, we have different languages, but it's actually pretty easy to make a community which is global.
True. I agree to that. The thing is, I don't know, I live in a country that has diverse culture and religion, so it's not much of a new thing to me. But having to meet people who are actually far off with ideas that I may not be thinking of and all of that, I think it's actually a very amazing experience. Having to meet people, having to know that, okay, we share a common goal. Meanwhile, we are different people, we have different beliefs, we have different religions, we have different culture. It's really amazing seeing that one cause can bring a lot of people from different backgrounds together. It's really amazing.
That's great. Well, it's very good for us to have you on the project. You've been a fantastic member of the community, and we're grateful to you and to you for your time today, and look forward to working with you for many more years in the future.
Thank you, and sure.